WrestleMania 40 is a couple of days away, so today's video will be covering my predictions for both Night 1 and Night 2, ranked from least excited to most excited, and as a point of reference, my least excited match doesn't necessarily mean I think it's going to be a bad match. I'm just not as invested in the story, and with that said, let's get started. Kick it off Night 1, it will be the tag team match of the LWO, or what's left of them, Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee, versus Dominic Mysterio and Santos Escobar, where I don't really see the point of this match other than to have Rey and Dominic go at it again back to back years. As a prediction, I definitely think Dominic's team is going to win here because Dominic needs his win back from last year. I'm not as invested in this match. I'm purely only seeing this match for Rey Mysterio, one of my favorites, and to see how Dominic gets out of the win on this one. Up next for me is the 6-woman tag between Bianca Belair, Naomi, and Jade Cargill versus Damage Control. And this is a very cut and dry prediction because I think it's very obvious, in my opinion, that Jade Cargill's team is going to win here purely to showcase her strength and talent, and there's not much more that needs to be said. Here comes a controversial placement on this list: Becky Lynch versus Rhea Ripley for the Women's World title. Now, I think it's another cut and dry prediction that WWE is going to make Becky Lynch win. However, I think Rhea Ripley should be winning this one because she still is the up and rising star. Becky Lynch has had a moment in the sun, and also, a little off topic, Becky Lynch, in my opinion, has damaged some credibility of Tiffany Stratton by making her lose last year at NXT. I think Rhea should easily take the dub here. Real quick before we continue, as a point of reference, I now consider these following matches to be something that will deliver and I am much more interested in. Up next is Sami Zayn challenging Gunther for the Intercontinental title, where I believe this underdog story will have the dominant champion coming out on top. I will straight up say that I think Gunther is winning this, and people know Sami Zayn is one of my all-time favourites. However, I don't think he has what it takes to beat Gunther. If he wins, I'll be happy. If Gunther wins, I'll also be happy. I love both these guys. However, I think the champion is retaining. Up next is the 6-man ladder match for the Undisputed Tag Team titles. And this could go literally anyway, because this is going to be a car crash mania fest of pure fun. But I wholeheartedly believe, and I'm really hoping, that DIY, Johnny Gargano, and Tommaso Ciampa will win here. And of course, my most anticipated match of Night 1, Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins taking on the Bloodlines, Roman Reigns, and The Rock. Now, if Cody and Seth win, we get a fair fight on Night 2 between Roman and Cody. Even though we all know the Bloodline will get involved anyway on Night 2 because that's a bunch of bullshit. Okay, excuse him, and if the Bloodline win, then we're going Bloodline rules on Night 2. And based on how much WWE's been hyping it up, I do think Rock and Roman, unfortunately, will be winning this one. Where, if I might make a bold prediction, I think they'll make another Mania moment where Cody and Roman are down and Seth takes the pin. However, Seth will be going for a stomp on The Rock, and it's going to be kind of like a Mania 31 RKO thing, where Seth will be flying in the air and caught in a rock bottom by The Rock for the win. So kick it off Night 2 on my end is LA Knight versus AJ Styles. Now, no pun intended to AJ Styles himself. Both these guys are phenomenal athletes and phenomenal superstars, and both, in my opinion, can walk away with a victory. The loser will not lose credibility because his opponent is really a good opponent. Now, personally, I'm really hoping AJ Styles walks away with a victory here, but the way LA Knight's been built, I really don't think they'll let him lose this one. However, the reason this is at the bottom of my hype list is not because I don't think it's going to be a good match. It might be a great match, but this really needed a stipulation in my mind. Maybe a chairs match or no DQ or no holds barred. That would have made this match perfect. And once again, a controversial placement for the women. Look, I am hyped for this match. However, the people involved, Io Sky and Bayley. Io, I think, is one of the greatest underrated women's wrestlers of all time. Bayley, and a little known fact about me, is I don't like Bayley since her call up on the main roster in 2016. I only liked her NXT run. Now, granted, her heel character in 2020 during the pandemic was her best work, in my opinion, and I do think they're setting her up to win. However, based on who's involved here, I really don't see the hype around this match. Now, hear me out. I know there's immediate questions. Why is this above a women's world title match and AJ Styles and LA Knight? Because of the stipulation itself. a street fight between the Final Testament, being Karrion Kross and AOP, against the Street Profits and Bobby Lashley. Give that to me twice on a Sunday in Philadelphia, of all places. I can definitely see B-Fab and Scarlett getting involved at some point, but since this is a street fight, I'm really hoping we see a shining moment from all six men here. I can see AOP going for a power move, Karrion Kross maybe hitting the cross hammer on Angelo Dawkins, Bobby Lashley maybe hitting a few spears here and there, but I hope Montez Ford gets a Mania moment where he jumps off something really high. Hell, since it's a street fight and they're going all over the arena, I can definitely see Montez Ford jumping off the goddamn logo onto everyone else. This match may in fact steal the show. Now, this, in my opinion, could be a show stealer regardless of which way this match goes. Whoever wins, I won't be mad at. For Kevin Owens, I really hope he does win, in my opinion. I want him to have another WrestleMania moment. Randy Orton is already an established legend. I don't think he needs the title, but if he wins, I won't be mad. And Logan Paul being a snively heel, hell, just let him have his WrestleMania moment. This match is going to be awesome. My runner-up is now Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre for the World Heavyweight title. And for me, this is an easy win for Drew McIntyre. Considering Seth Rollins will be fighting in the main event of night one the previous night, I don't see Seth Rollins winning here. As for the chances that he could win, I really hope Seth doesn't win. He is a workhorse champion and I love his reign more than Roman's. But I really hope McIntyre doesn't take a fourth loss in less than a year to Seth Rollins here. As for the cash-in possibility, I'm really hoping it's a Raw after Mania cash-in from Damian Priest, but I hope Drew McIntyre wins the world title here. But of course, coming in first place for me is the main event of Night 2 and the main event of WrestleMania itself, Roman Reigns defending his Universal title against Cody Rhodes. Now, damn it, if Cody doesn't win this year, I don't know where WWE is going to go, but I have learned to trust WWE's long-term writing. Triple H and everyone behind the scenes has clearly made a good story out of this, considering it's only had, a 2-month build-up with The Rock included. I hope Cody wins this. I don't want Roman retaining, and I really hope it's a good ending to WrestleMania.